Albania has been waiting to join the EU for years, but its bid for membership could take a step forward at an EU leaders' summit in June. The small Western Balkan country was granted candidate status by the EU in 2014. 4 years later, the Commission recommended unconditionally that accession negotiations be opened. But France argued that Albania needed to implement more reforms before membership talks could move forward. Now, Euronews understands that Brussels is ready to accelerate the process. Well, Ditmir Bushati is a former Minister of Foreign Affairs of Albania, and he joins me now from Tirana. Thanks very much for coming on to Good Morning Europe. Now, we understand that there is an intergovernmental conference to be proposed. How significant is a development is that in this long process taking Albania towards the EU?
Everybody is expecting a clear decision from the Council to approve first the negotiating framework, which is going to lay the ground for the accession process between Albania and the European Union, and also a decision about holding the first intergovernmental conference, which is going to symbolize the official start of the accession journey of Albania. This is certainly a long overdue decision in the case of Albania. As you rightly pointed out, we have been granted candidate status in 2014. We have been in the waiting room for many years, and now we all expect to start this accession journey, which hopefully is going to have an immense impact on the democratization trend, on the economic development of the country. And why not, this will send a clear signal also for the entire region.
Now, it's subject to conditions, isn't it? It would need the approval of progress in certain areas, including on the rule of law. How much progress has Albania made on that front?
It's always subject to conditions and to progress. I made it clear it's a long overdue decision in the case of Albania. We should have started this journey in 2018. It's important that the decision of the Council to reflect the new methodology according to which rule of law related reforms will gain a particular weight, and this will increase certainly also the leverage of Commission on one hand and various member states that have expressed criticism in the past about developments in Albania, because they will have more leverage on the dynamics, and both sides will gain from this. But it's important for us to start this journey, and it's important also to demystify these processes, because we should be clear that people don't feed their expectations on the various chapters of the acquis, but they would like to see that progress is tangible, that the European perspective is really clear, and it's time to speak about European membership rather than European perspective.
What will Albania bring to the EU, and what does Tirana expect from the bloc in return?
Well, certainly, Tirana is expecting those democratic values and standards to be applied here in Albania, and this will be very much beneficial to the Albanian people. In the past, the region has suffered a lot due to the lack of the economic convergence with European Union. We certainly have been challenged also in terms of democratic values, the way how they have been implemented, and that's why we really need more Europe in the region and certainly in Albania. And there is also these demographic threats which are incompatible with the EU accession. Therefore, we do believe that EU accession will offer a sustainable platform for democratization and the sustained economic development of the country. On the other hand, investing on the EU accession for European Union is investing on the neighborhood, investing on the backyard in terms of resilience, in terms of security, and in terms of democratic stability. So it's high time to see this process through the lens of historical responsibility as a win-win story.
Now, there are also processes for accession with, for Montenegro and Serbia. What lessons, if any, are to be learnt there from their processes?
It is exactly what I meant. We need to demystify the process. We need to have Europe more present in the region. We need to own politically these processes because people don't eat chapters. We cannot feed people's expectations based on how many chapters they open. And we need to bridge the gap between Western Balkans and the European Union. Let me take you one example. On 1st of May, here we celebrated, in Europe I mean, also the 17th anniversary of the Central and Eastern European countries joining European Union. So they have reached more or less an adult age of membership into European Union. Whereas in the case of Western Balkan countries, since 2003, since Thessaloniki Summit, we have been waiting in the waiting room for 2 decades. It's time now to bridge this gap. It's time now to speak and work about EU's Finalite project with the Western Balkan countries being part of European Union. And we need a vision. We need a membership horizon.